Today I want to share something very exciting. This is the unboxing of the entire set of cards on A4 paper, very thick paper, cardstock 100, that I ordered in Japanese. So this is how big the box is when you get the entire set of the reading cards that also have images. Let's open it. Inside, you will see two boxes of the cards, and they will be actually arranged in the order that I suggest that you work with them. Paper to keep them intact, and you will see that there are two batches. This one's marked A and the other one is marked B, and that just shows the part of the huge file that was compiled by the print house in order to print all of these cards together. And this is B. So the reading program that I designed using the cards actually starts with introduction of words that describe people. So this is the set. It's in Japanese, but I also have them in English and other languages that contains all the words that we use to describe people. This is josei, which is woman, and a beautiful image of a woman. Josei tachi, this is women. And there are many women here. Words like child, man, woman, women, elderly men are the ones that I started the program with. And the professions I introduced a little bit later, several months into the program, because there will be other categories that we will be teaching the child, and we'll be putting those words together in couplets later on in phrase books and later in storybooks. Professions I chose were the professions that I thought every child in the Western world would encounter. And that's usually people that work at grocery stores, people that work at restaurants, and some community workers like firefighters and librarians. So this right here is panya, which is a baker. This is nikuya, which is a butcher. Here we have the librarian, sanitation worker, I have it in English, veterinarian, and so on. Why did I choose this selection of professions? Because according to the whole word reading method, you need to introduce words that actually surround the child. So I thought about it in a way that I go about my business every day with my boy, and we go to grocery stores, we sometimes eat at restaurants, and of course we see people like police officers and librarians, bus drivers, and so on. So the words that we introduce in the beginning should be something that a child is very familiar with. Second category is the colors. I have it in a set of colors and shapes. The images are beautiful. This text is large enough to start working with a small child whose vision is already developed, and they would love seeing the pictures. In fact, the way I suggest working with these cards is actually show a set of 6 to 12 cards, just the words in the beginning. And after that, if the child is interested, you can show them the pictures. This big group of cards is fruits, vegetables, fruit, vegetables, greens, and herbs, as well as berries. And I try to include things that children mostly are familiar with. But there are some regional variations, and I understand that, and you'll actually find some interesting fruits and vegetables here. But we start with something simple like tropical fruit and temperate fruit. Nashi, nashi, momo, momo. We will use the first couple categories first, and the rest we'll put aside for later months of the program. There is even something quite exciting like a wasabi root. The next category is body parts. Of course, we have to introduce body parts because that's what the child sees every day, his own body parts. Kao, which is face. Kaminoke, which is hair. Now, I'm using Japanese cards right now because I am teaching my child to read in Japanese. Japanese is not our main language at home. Actually, it's number 4 language that I introduced to him. He's familiar with some writing. I can't say that he's fluent because we don't speak it on a daily basis. But I'm still using the whole word method along with just the phonetic instruction in Japanese, and I'm hoping that something very good will come out of it. It's easy to teach a child a foreign language with the use of these cards because they do have images So the child gets the visual reference point right away because they don't actually hear the speech on the regular basis. But this helps them understand what this word represents. Then we have action words. Suvaru, which is to sit. Tatsu, which is to stand. I chose the very common actions that any child would be familiar with. The full list of cards is included in the product description, and it's things like children's items, objects around the house, animals, and on and on and on. So here's the showing schedule that I propose using when you're working with the cards. We start with single categories of words and pictures, and the first 4 weeks we're just going through words. So in week 1, for example, you can start showing all 14 cards of people twice a day, 3 times a day, and colors and temperate fruit, or you can break them down into 2 sets. For example, people instead of 14, you take 7 cards, colors instead of 9, you take 5 cards, temperate fruit instead of 12, you take 6 cards. And you work with those 3 categories, just 5 to 6 to 7 cards in half a week, and you proceed with the second part of each category in the second half of the week. As far as you staying consistent, there should be enough exposure. And if you can do it 3 times a day, that's perfect. If you can do it 2 times a day, that's also good. You continue progressing with single words from different categories until week 5. And that's when we start adding those words into couplets and simple phrases. So these couplets contain words that we introduced previously during the first weeks. Same with people and action phrases. And we're moving on to something more complex later, like people and action sentences. Farm, animal, bird sentences. That's going to have more than a couple words, and it's going to use all the words that we introduced previously. Later on, after several weeks of going through different categories and showing different couplets and different phrase books, we start arriving at the books. This, for example, is a very simple book about farm and the animals. This right here is a book about a baby getting a bath, and it's going to have all the words from categories like children's items, from categories like bathroom, and so on, and actions. So this schedule is going to have more than 6 months of showing materials. As I was organizing the cards, I placed them in the order that they were printed, but I also broke down some of these categories according to this showing schedule. So some categories will actually have subcategories, like this people file that you will see when you purchase the files or when you order the cards from me. It's going to have people, but it's also going to have professions. And while we're working with people first, in the very beginning of the program, we're not going to be working with professions until a little bit later into the program. Or with colors, for example, in the file it's colors and shapes, but we start with colors, and this is my colors category. But the shapes part of it is going to be a little bit further, several weeks down the line. Now, what I've done, I also made sure that all the cards are actually labeled on the bottom here. So this, for example, says Iro, which means color, and that's the color category. And this one here, for example, is the shapes, and it has the word shapes here in Japanese, katachi. So even if you get your cards mixed up accidentally, you'll be always able to organize them because you have the category names on the bottom of each card. The only cards I didn't do that with are the cards with actions because it's pretty self-explanatory and I don't really need to label them. I would suggest that you keep all the cards in the same order and in the same location. So as you're working with them, for example, you finished these first 3 categories, you can always put some sort of divider sheet to help you identify what you've already covered and what you're moving on to next. On your schedule, you can, of course, always add notes and see what you've completed. But in general, this is a very flexible schedule. Even if you pause somewhere, if you have some sort of marking, in your own organization, you'll be always able to pick up where you left off and continue on with this schedule. In the beginning, as you're just getting used to the rhythm, you might be able to do maybe just several cards at the time. So just show the words first. After you've shown those words, go ahead and shuffle those cards and put them back where you got them from. When the week is over, go ahead and place them back in your organization, and your divider can continue moving with the cards along the way. Later, when you complete the entire schedule and when you arrive at storybooks, those can be actually read on a regular basis as any other regular book, and you can always go back to your cards and use them for other things. You can use them for vocabulary building. For example, if you're working with a card about men, you can count them. You can talk about the colors of their shirts, especially if you're introducing a language that you don't usually speak, but you can reproduce yourself. So these cards are perfect for language expansion. You can always look at the cards and come up with some kind of game, some kind of descriptions. My boy really likes to look at this picture and identify which of these guys is smiling and which of them are serious or upset. This opens up doors to so many games, so many revisions. And when you finish the program, you probably won't need to keep them as organized unless you want to repeat the program in the same sequence. But at that time, you probably will find other applications to these cards. For example, in this card, you can discuss the clothing that the woman is wearing. You can talk about her laughing or smiling. You can say that her hair is neatly combed back. You can talk about her posture. You can talk about her feeling confident. With this elderly man, you can talk about his suitcase. You can talk about his walking stick, his shoes. There's so many opportunities for discussion. Use them as language tools and not necessarily just reading cards.